Alright, we're back for the fourth and final race of week 4 of racing. We're back with more pro low percent, and we're back with a match that actually is an exhibition. We're going to be having FatRat27 versus ElfShot85643, a bunch of numbers. We just finished our exhibition race between Yoshimitsu versus Groomp. Yoshimitsu ended up losing, but of course it was exhibition, and Groomp would have moved on no matter what happened. So congrats and sorry to Yoshi for the technical difficulties and the loss there. I'm joined by Pibonacci.
Yeah.
So we're back with more low percent. Low percent is a game mode where you can only have your starting health, ropes, and bombs throughout the entire game. You can never collect any additional resources. You're not allowed to have passive items, and you can't fire weapons like the shotgun or the plasma cannon. You can, however, use environmental items like rocks and skulls, and most importantly, the landmine, which can act as an additional bomb at any point during the game. We're going to be doing best 2 out of 3 with 15 minutes to either complete the game or get as far as you can. Whoever gets farthest or wins the game in first within the time allotted will receive a point, and whoever receives 2 points first will win their match and move on. Of course, this is elimination bracket, so whoever loses will face elimination from the tournament and no longer participate. Anyway, we're going to get started sooner than later here with FatRat versus ElfShot. I'm pretty excited. Anyway, we're going to get started in just a few seconds here. Hopefully our racers will start around the same time we do, and we're going to get going here.
I actually asked him if he wants to join these races, but...
Yeah, we requested a few celebrity participants, Late Dog, Bananasaurus, Rexbis, Snap Bear, Taffy, and nobody likes us, so they all said no.
Yeah, because I didn't know that we call them celebrities now, but okay. I'll start with the meat. Wow, almost died to the second Eric.
Yeah, down to 2 health, he's choosing not to reset. We'll see how that treats him.
I would reset there, like, it's 5 seconds in, you lost half your health, come on.
I don't remember who exactly it was, but someone ended up having that exact situation, but did make it all the way through the game. And
nice.
FatRat!
Wow, are you you can't skip that shot, please.
Oh, poor guy. I don't think he saw it in time is the reason why.
Maybe, then waste precious real time by pointing with the cursor at the screen.
Oh man, that's gotta hurt.
Yeah, it was slow time at the end of 1-2, whatever. Elf goes down to 1 health, apparently making this additional challenge on himself.
We'll see. I mean, it's not impossible.
It sounds like it would be fun to race, right? 1 health, low percent?
Yeah, you mean no percent or something?
Nah, you can use the resources though, but 1 health. Anyway, back to the mines for Elf. This time deals with an elephant.
FatRat has an amazing 2-1 to deal with right off the bat. Ends up taking some damage to a frog right afterwards, though. But yeah, Elf is back to the mines here. Looks like the reset was the better choice here. He looks a little bit flustered, taking more damage. We'll see what happens. As far as things go, FatRat's doing pretty well. He hasn't used any of his resources, and he's only lost 1 health. Of course, that can change at any point in time. Yeah, pretty decent time.
The single level can always...
You gotta get 2 forward. I know what happens to myself and Kenny a lot, where 2 4 ends up being a massively long level and can even cost a lot of your health.
Get to 2 4 a lot? Damn.
No, not really.
I was about to be really confused.
I was just seeing if you would believe me. Clearly I was wrong. FatRat with a just amazing jump there in the jungle. Of course he's gonna use a rope instead, which is a smart move.
Yeah, you don't really want to go for that 5+2 jump.
And a terrible really rushing water.
Want to go through rushing water level, but you have to. Actually, the piranha would have worked out there, but yeah.
He chooses to go back up, which doesn't happen that often, so let's see. Yeah, look at this.
Would have not been a fun level.
It's gonna be advantageous.
Get through the water area. Misses the initial jump out there. Oh, he is so screwed, man.
Ooh, it's down to 1 health for him. And amongst all that time, ElfShot is catching up with 1 health as well after taking some fall damage.
Go for somewhat tricky ledge grab and doesn't get it. Both are down to 1 health. Okay, well, this is funny.
Alright, but FatRat is onto the ice caves. Elf is still remaining about 2 levels behind as we continue on here. See what happens. It looks like there's gonna be a rope for FatRat, yeah.
The shop layout is just...
It's not nice. Evil stuff, man.
Soonest shops are not at the bottom level, there's not necessarily a natural path to the exit anymore, like right there.
Well, I mean, that would still be a path to the exit. There is still a drawable path, but, of course, it doesn't, like, point in the direction.
Not a path in terms of, hey, you can get through here on low percent.
Well, that's not what I mean when I say that stuff. I mean, like, a technical path that the game is drawn. But FatRat is onto the temple at this point as ElfShot is entering the ice caves, both with one health.
Bombed and a rope on top of the monkey.
Yeah. It was a bit rough for him.
Oh, nice little swarm from off screen that totally would have screwed him over there if you did.
Oh, but two mummies just to reward him.
Yeah, I would go for the double mummy jump there, no problem.
Looks like he's gonna bounce over the mummies?
Second one.
Oh no.
This is not working out for him. He needs to reposition them now?
He needs to place the landmine and then go past them, or just let them go their separate ways. The mummy relationship is broken up. You're perfect for each other.
Catching up a bit.
Oh,
no. Jumps through the skeleton.
Amongst all this time, Elf is actually making a lot of progress. He's on to 3-3 at this point.
And now he goes for the mummy jump anyway. So
there we go.
Really work out at all.
Let's see how FatRat's 4-2 treats him.
At least he didn't get a dark layer 142.
Another thwomp there. This game is trying to get FatRat killed, and it does with a ridiculous scorpion!
By trying, that just worked out really well.
How often does an off-screen scorpion actually happen there? That's 4-2 for FatRat. It looks like Elf has a great chance to tie this match up here.
Scorpion came from above, so...
It was like up and to the left, and it was off-screen at the point that he activated it. So at this point, it is tied up for Elf and FatRat.
Oh, you mean the single race is tied up because you also got 2-4?
Yes, 4-2 rather.
4-2 is a press to counter level, so that should work just fine.
Yeah, it looks like he's gonna make it through. With his landmine, yes. Pick a priority. Alright, he's on to 4-3, which means Elf takes the lead here. We'll see if he makes it to Olmec. With 1 health, it's a little bit worrisome, especially with only 2 ropes. We'll have to see. He does have a landmine. He'd have to use a 3-bomb strat, though, and he could do some sort of safe strat. Although, apparently it doesn't always work out. Oh, but that's going to be the end there for the caveman at 4-3 exit. 4-3 is the level to beat. That's unfortunate, being so close to Olmec. Ugh. The 4-3 is the level to beat, and considering we're only about halfway through these races, not even actually, there's still plenty of potential for either of these racers to take the victory. Yeah, that was a great example, though, of why not to reset. Being at 1 HP from the jungle, he made it all the way to just about Olmec.
Well, yeah, from the jungle, of course. You don't reset on the jungle, but... losing 2 health on the very first level.
Yeah, some
the
people do...
The opportunity cost is not that high, man.
Some people do argue resetting in the jungle, though. A few people do. Have pointed out that it would be helpful, but, you know, it's always a 50-50 guess as to whether or not it'll work out in your favor. And at that point, resetting was not the good choice. It's a really weird little thing. It sounds simple, but it's a lot more complex when you think about it.
Well, want to use a rope there to trigger the arrow trap, but... takes arrow trap damage instead and resets, so FatRat is quite a bit ahead now.
Of course, Elf does still have the lead of 4-3, so if FatRat dies later on, this is looking pretty good for Elf, but Elf is having a little bit of trouble, ends up taking 2 damage to a giant spider.
I don't know what he was trying to do there, honestly. He could have just ran below it and everything would have been great.
And now it's down to 1 health for Elf. Wonderful big frogs for FatRat. There's almost nothing you can do here. Alright, and the big frog stumbles down, but he gets knocked back and into no! A frog kills him, not a piranha plant. Never mind. So FatRat's back to the mines here, so back to the mines for both. They both have a chance still. Plenty of time. 6 minutes 50 seconds is enough to get to where they need to be. And,
many teleporters everywhere.
Man, I feel bad for FatRat. That's another 90% shot that he's gonna pass up, but I'm thankful that he's not taking them and sticking to the plan of the tournament. So far, Elf's down on 1 health and 1 rope. Not a huge deal, but Could become a significant problem, especially in the ice caves.
Elf seems to go through his resources, especially his health, just really fast. Then has to slow down as a result of that on the upcoming levels, so I'm not sure about that.
But FatRat's only a single level behind here. Elf is entering the jungle as FatRat is going through 1-4. Still anybody's game for sure.
Definitely. FatRat seems to be a bit more fluent and he is catching up and taking the lead.
Well, yeah, he is catching up. They're both on 2-2 at this point, and alright, Elf is on to 2-3 as I say that. But so is FatRat, so yeah, they're pretty much caught up. Even game could be for anyone. 5 minutes is plenty of time, but once they start dying here, it's getting to the point where they'll be on their last runs. Assuming that they do die, of course, which may or may not happen. They're both at pretty decent health.
Yeah, both doing well on this one now. Not a bad time either, really.
Alright, I mean, they're both on 2-4. This is still really close. They seem to be switching leads quite a bit. Elf and then FatRat and then Elf, oh man.
So, it's gonna take a while for FatRat here.
Elf ends up losing a rope and FatRat loses a bit of time, but they're both pretty near each other still. Only a few seconds behind for FatRat. Ooh, but Elf takes fall damage and it's not lethal. That was pretty close and scary. And his dance actually makes FatRat catch up entirely, so now they're basically
What are
even.
you doing there?
Dancing. Doing some jams. I don't know what you...
Or
do you know what dancing
maybe?
is? You know, that's true. After a long fall, it's nice to stretch out the wound.
Yeah, see if the limbs are still fine. Those guys are always looking so intimidating, menace at the exit, but they don't do anything.
These two are really close.
Nice eggplant seed on Swiss,
They've
really.
been friends for years. Actually, is that an eggplant seed? Because there's the Moai and everything. Oh, and that fall damage will be lethal for Elf. Elf is down. It's mostly in FatRat's hands here, because with 3 minutes and 30 seconds, Elf doesn't have much of an impact anymore. He does have a chance to push the lead, but he would have to be very fast.
Actually, he just got out of invincibility frames there, just in time to take fall damage.
Yeah, if he was just invincible for a little while longer, it wouldn't have been over. A little bit of an awkward situation for FatRat. He chooses to fall down and try to go to the left to search the area, but ends up costing him a rope. And he takes a guess and he gets it right. The exit was on the right, and now he moves on to the temple. There's a decent chance for FatRat to take the lead from Elf here. We'll see what happens. Prayers to Kali is going to help him out a lot. It looks like it's definitely going to get tied
Let's see
up.
the arrow trap. Well, I don't know if he had seen it before, but
Well, that Crocman got ripped.
It was a lot of scary stuff on that level. What's through that level? Like, fall straight down Prayers to Kali level, that would have ended in many ways.
So at this point,
there.
the race is tied up. Using the mine was a good choice there. As long as he can get ahead on this level, he'll have the lead.
Yeah.
And if he beats Olmec on this run, well then of course he takes the win for this round.
Pretty easy tempo for him there.
Alright, so FatRat does take the lead. He has a chance to just win it right here, and he pretty much has won. Elf doesn't have much of a chance at this point.
Wow!
Oh!
You were waiting for that one to happen at some point in a race, huh?
Oh!
Oh, he prepared something.
So, FatRat dies to the Crocman teleport 1 level after taking the lead. He does not make it to Olmec. Oh man, at least he made it to 4-3. He does take the lead.
Yeah, this is fine. Yeah, like what, 2 minutes left, so.
That was hilarious. My gosh.
Elfcat 243. Elf was on 4-3 as well. Then it does matter.
Wait, Elf was on 4-3?
Yeah, right, he died at the very
Oh my
end.
god, it's overtime! No way! Of all things to push it into overtime. I thought Elf died on 4-2.
Thanks, Crocodile.
Wow, the Croc Man just pushed this game. He didn't want FatRat to win. He wanted overtime, just like all our viewers here, man. All right, overtime. Apologies for my misconception there. It happens. Well, that's an exciting way to set up frickin' overtime.
Really?
I'm gonna explain overtime to both of our racers here, and then explain it as we get going in a second.
Robert is a bit less, how to put it. Let's hope none of the races dies on 1-2 immediately in overtime again, like earlier. Kinda lame.
Yeah, that was a bit anticlimactic. But yeah, we're gonna have overtime. 30 seconds left. This is definitely gonna be over.
Yeah.
Yeah, go to lobby. Alright, so, last 16 seconds here. We're gonna get both of our racers to the lobby, and then we'll have a quick countdown here, and we'll go into overtime. So I'm gonna explain this to you guys real quick, too. Each racer has one run to get as far as they possibly can, or beat Olmec before the other. So it's essentially same as usual, but instead of having a time limit, they only have one run. In this event, it's safe. It's more strategic to be safe and go slow than go fast, because, you know, if you get further than your opponent, you'll win. It's an interesting little thing. We'll have to see what happens between these two, but we're gonna get started pretty soon here. 30 seconds. I'm kind of excited. That's 2 overtimes today. I don't think we've ever had a day of races where we had 2 overtimes. Of course, a Croc Man was what did FatRat in. Oh, poor guy. That's almost certainly a highlight, too.
Double teleport, I think.
And we'll be starting in just a few seconds here. Overtime. Let's get going. No countdown, since we're only doing one run. We'll just see how far they get. Oh, man. Well, so far, pretty exciting from these two. Alright. Seems like Elf's audio levels are a little bit lower, so I'm going to turn him up a bit. It's definitely a different type of race now, because they're obviously going to be slower to survive longer, but if you go too slow, the other racer could beat Olmec before you do.
I mean, you kinda want to be able to finish your first seed anyway.
That's true.
Normal race, so it shouldn't be that big of a difference.
Overtime is a low percent and only to Olmec, but you can't be doing low percent hell, that's a bit crazy. So far so good for both of them. Actually, Elf did just have to use one rope, and it looks like he's going to be using another unless he chooses to use the rock, which he does. Smart decision. Definitely want to have ropes on Olmec if you reach it. But it looks like FatRat's approach is a little bit hastier. Although they're leaving at the same time, FatRat's levels were a little bit longer than Elf's.
Reaching Olmec could be enough already. Never know.
Oh yeah, that's right. We do need to write overtime out. Hold on.
Goes into the jungle at the same time, basically. And with these bees.
Yeah, this is fairly close.
To deal with them. Yeah. Just completely avoid all of those bees. I could have gone for the jungle worm here. Keep most of the jungle. I'm having to deal with some annoying jungle levels here. Better than getting random shotgun aggro though, which is really horrible for FatRat to happen in an overtime race.
Yeah. Oh man.
What even set them off?
I have no idea. I'm assuming something at the damsel there, because it was a kissing parlor.
Well, but the damsel stood in place, so nothing hit it before. Maybe an orange frog above the shop. I didn't look for that. I just looked for the damsel and for This is completely messed up.
Oh
for
no!
FatRat.
FatRat's down at 2 health and has to deal with the shopkeeper now. This is gonna be tough for him, but he does have the distance lead. If he makes it to Olmec before Elf, even with the shopkeep aggro, which he could get de-aggro on the ice caves, but oh man, that's gonna be tough.
Could go through the ice case warm now to get a higher chance of de-aggro.
But do you really want to do that on overtime? I mean, that's the thing.
Kinda close.
Oh man.
I was taking a sweet time on the jungle. We had some races earlier where Andy gets hit by a boomerang and just survive. But yeah, we had some races earlier where they entered the temple faster than Elf is gonna enter the ice case here. Was these seeds being kinda horrible doesn't, or these levels being kinda horrible doesn't help?
Oh man, this is really tough. Oh, that was close for Elf. The orange frog hopped over his head. It's gonna be a bit tough for both of these guys. They're both at low health. If they take damage, then it's up to the other one. If Elf takes damage, FatRat takes the win. And wet fur for FatRat. He is not getting anything good right now. Terrible mammoth spot.
Aggro wet fur is even worse. Penguin decides to help him there.
Oh wow, yeah, that was... And he was on the spot. Oh!
Okay.
Okay! That's terrifying.
But yeah, we will see. No, we won't see. This map works fine.
Is there a bounce pad in that freaking area? That could have been terrible.
Yes. Could have been quite a problem.
He makes it though. Alright, well now we're gonna trade off the wet fur to Elf at this point. Elf is only a level behind now, which is a pretty significant showing of what
down to 1 health though.
Yeah, 1 health. It's a pretty significant idea of what wet fur can do to you time-wise. This is a really interesting overtime.
Yeah, these seeds are horrible, but they make also for a pretty amazing race.
Like, FatRat has aggro, but Elf only has 1 health. His Yeti King is trapped.
It's quite amusing.
There we go! He's on to 3-4, his FatRat is on to 4-1. This is one of the more interesting overtimes that we've had so far. They're both strained by their health and their seeds, which admittedly have been beyond terrible. FatRat opting to use a rope, which is a smart choice. He goes the wrong way, but his landmine is going to save him here.
He went this way, the rope was kinda unnecessary, but
I'm very impressed by FatRat's play with all the shopkeep aggro at this point.
Yeah, definitely changes his game plan.
Oh no, ElfShot's down on 3-4.
Yeah, that's it for FatRat. He pulls through even with shopkeeper aggro for how many levels?
A lot.
7? 8? That's impressive.
So we're gonna have FatRat finish his door and then return. Talking. He's gonna finish his run and then return to the main door.
Yeah, he deserves a little victory lap now. Probably gonna die to the 4-3 shop.
Holy thwomps! Oh my god!
That also works.
Dang, that was a unkind exit. Huh. Really interesting overtime there, though. Yeah, that means FatRat is going to take the first win here. We'll be starting in about a minute. 4 thwomps and a shop at the end there. That's not nice for FatRat. We'll see if we get any more overtime here. I don't think so. I doubt there's going to be as much croc annihilation as there was last round. I feel bad for FatRat. He's getting these temples that are just murdering him.
Yeah, both with the shopkeeper aggro and the crocodile. Would have felt bad for him if he didn't win there, honestly.
So we need to turn off the overtime capture and get going here.
Could be the last race of the night if FatRat wins.
See what happens. Yeah, that was pretty impressive that he managed to go so long with all those shopkeepers around. Really odd stuff with that wet fur exit with a shopkeep that was also bouncing. I mean, how often does that happen?
Elf could start with a 1-2 dark level here. So the first level was for him. Happening though.
So far so good for both of them, not using any of their resources, getting 2-tile arrow traps
Oh, there was an eggplant seed, Elf, please.
Oof.
You have to do that one.
And teleporter followed right afterwards, although on 1-3 it's not as huge of a deal.
Especially not if your time into 1-3 is like so.
And there's Elf's first damage to a snake in a web. I think he was trying to jump over it in a one-tile hallway, but with...
No, it was actually a bat that hit him.
Yeah, oh was it?
Above.
Oh, never mind then.
I was having really slow starts here. Well, at least it's somewhat even.
5 Cobras within those 2 screens combined right there. That was
I swear-
unbelievable.
Those come in pairs and more than pairs. So 0 or 17.
Right, so they're both on Jungle 2-1 at pretty much the exact same time, so...
I don't know what FatRat was trying to do with the orange frog there, but I'm glad he decided to ignore his first idea and then just threw it away.
And Elf's dead to a Piranha Plant on 2-1, so FatRat is going to take the lead here as he enters 2-2.
Good job without really looking what's down there.
Elf needs to hope that FatRat ends up taking some lethal damage here soon.
His resources look fine still, so... I mean, what could okay, there goes...
Add to the Fibonacci counter, which is probably at like 50 at this point, or 40. Although he did
Try to-
almost innovate with that bat.
Yeah, but it can screw you over. If you get, like, bad momentum there and then, like, go almost over the Tiki Trap right away and then fall back down and have to grab it, might
Then,
just run to the Tiki Trap.
Yeah, that's never a good thing. I can say it's happened to me more than once. Well, Elf's slowly making his way back. He has about a 4-level disadvantage after his death, so we'll see what he does with that. He's down to 1 health again, oh no.
And the weapons.
It'd probably be best to reset at this point, considering you already have a loss.
Yeah, that's actually true. At this point, even if you don't watch, you probably know that the other guy is still on his first seat and taking damage to a lot of stuff on the jungle level.
That's a really awkward situation there, but he does handle it. Down to 2 health at this point.
Yeah, also. Easy level from there on, but yeah. Dark level? One
We'll
dark
see.
level. No, 2 dark levels today, all in one race.
There was the, wow, that was an interesting...
Bouncing ice block.
Yeti getting frozen, bouncing over a mammoth, which then exploded. An interesting little Rube Goldberg thing there.
Realizes he can drop them without taking 4 damage.
Yep. So, Elf is at this point 8 levels behind, which is pretty major, unless FatRat
Taking
dies here.
Immediate 4 damage on 1-1 again.
I think Elf is a little bit flustered right now, having a hard time and
Definitely.
taking some silly damage at this point.
And that drop there with the falling platform.
But you
Mines
can't really
left and
blame him.
right.
You can't really blame him, because, he does have the pressure of elimination at this point, and FatRat is a definitely difficult opponent to go against.
No falling platforms.
Yeah, FatRat maintaining a 9-level lead at this point. Elf has a spider den, and he's gonna bomb his way out of it, which is a good choice.
Jumping through all of them, lame.
Yeah, FatRat has the lead. He's pushed it all the way to 3-4 at this point. If he does die, Elf still has to do a lot before he can maintain the lead, and he does end up dying on 3-4 from
That
just a
escalated
jumble
quickly.
of fun.
Actually just missed a jump on top of a Yeti and then everything went wrong.
More spider dens for Elf, and they're both resetting to 1-1. There's still 10 minutes and 24 seconds in this race, so anything can happen. Both of them can make it back within the time allotted. Duped
What's
it!
Elf doing here?
Elf just duped a Pyramid, so clearly he deserves the win for this race. Though fairly slow level for FatRat, of course. Slow levels for both of them, the mines. I think that's been consistent for them. Elf got 2 spider dens in a row. It's just not been kind mines during these. In fact, it's not been kind seeds at all.
Yeah, both yesterday and today actually.
Yeah, we should totally have a dupe counter for each racer's amount of dupe dits. Maybe we'll have silly things like that next season. I was thinking about it. I was thinking about a few things that we would add to the whole roster. We have plenty of space to put things on. I brought up the idea to Kenny and FatRat that we could have little small flag insignias next to each racer to represent their nation as a little semi-competition to see which nation wins.
Actually, how do nationalities work out?
We can't have a
teams race.
We can't have a strictly nationality-based race because, of course, Samots would be alone. Aren't many Swedish racers.
Yeah, some together, maybe 2 Scandinavian people.
Yeah, we could put
We have
nations
Schnitzel
together,
and me
but
for Germany. I don't know, maybe it could work out actually.
it could work. But I think it would be better as just a little subcategory that doesn't
Yeah.
actually influence the race. But Canada would be
Anyway.
the massive powerhouse. Anyway, we're back
Well,
to the races.
quantity-wise, at
Yeah,
least.
quantity.
Hey, anything about the quality?
Elf is going on to the black market at this point.
Yeah.
Pretty smart choice.
Bro, FatRat skips this one because he's at the very exit of the level already.
Yep. We'll see if Elf ends up getting the shopkeep aggro this time, and it looks like he's not going to at this point, but who knows, who knows.
Probably not.
Maybe he'll take an orange frog from the bottom layer and throw it at a shopkeep. I mean, I know that sounds like a silly
These-
idea.
Nails and there are bubbles everywhere.
Yeah. They're both moving on to the ice caves at this point, so this is still anybody's game. The next tournament should be about a season away. So once summer rolls around, we should be nearing the end of this season, and next season will be organized much faster. It'll be organized much faster, and as a result, will be much prettier. Oh my gosh! That ledge grab was both terrifying to watch and very impressive.
Pretty sure I've died basically to exactly that situation in one of my races. The very first one, I think.
Yeah, Elf, however, did take a large time loss from that, and FatRat is in the lead by a very small amount. FatRat
also
already
taking a
has the
blind
farthest
drop there.
level, so we'll see.
FatRat has full resources, Elf is down to 1 health. This is not looking too good for Elf. Who again
It's
needs
not
to
over, though.
win.
He went from 1 health in the jungle before, so... If Elf does lose this this little race here, he will actually be eliminated at this point, because FatRat will have won twice. He still has a pretty noticeable chance, because FatRat got crocked earlier, but the level has been pushed to 4-1 by FatRat.
Also shops. No shopkeeper aggro.
Luckily this time, yeah, FatRat has less shopkeep aggro.
Not fast first level and
Awkward ending, though. And Elf is down on 4-1. He still has time. 6 minutes and 20 seconds is enough time to complete a run, assuming FatRat dies. But if FatRat lives and defeats Olmec, this will be over. It's hanging on FatRat's shoulders right now.
1 damage there, but there's 3 health, so that should be fine. This is a mine there. Can use all his resources.
Yeah,
And he has to
resource
use
usage
another
is
one,
a
yeah.
pretty viable thing at the point of the temple.
Yeah, he wanted to grab that pot there, but then realized, yeah, probably not want to die next to the Tiki Traveler, so...
But yeah, there's an example of environmental items being used for low percent pots, rocks, and skulls, and such can be used.
Arrows. And little critters, actually.
Yeah, little critters are also an option. Corpses, too. FatRat's going the
Definitely
wrong
not
way.
the way.
Luckily, he
Wanted
didn't have
that
to deal
give
with a
away
lot.
with the mummy, but... Looked a bit hectic there. Now he's kind of forced to go for the mummy jump and...
It looks a bit what?
No?
Eh?
Devil though. Oh my god.
Oh!
I saw that
Oh my
coming.
gosh! He
Waiting
has to
for
bounce
this
off
guy.
this guy. There he goes. Alright, that
He could have
was...
used the rope, but...
That's
This is
actually a
Olmec at 1
major
health.
difference for this Olmec fight. Instead of being
He
a simple
should.
fight, it's now going to be a bit tougher.
No, actually not, because he has 4 bombs, so this fight is pretty easy if you
Well-
a safe strat.
Now a troll spawn is lethal as opposed to being just damaging.
Actually,
the
with
major
4
difference.
bombs, where you just need to set things up once, which is apparently what he's doing.
That's true.
Yeah,
He could
yes.
do safe strats, but
Like,
safe strats have been treating our racers amazingly.
There can't really go anything wrong in this specific situation. It's all the enemy spawn, that is wise.
Alright, let's see it.
Probably wants to remove that crate real quick. Yep.
Yeah, that's one way to lose your run, invalidating
that
low
one.
percent. This is a really bad hole for him. Uh-oh.
Not really. Well, yeah, now it is. Now you screwed up.
What
He
is
could
with
actually
safe
still-
strats?
This would have still worked just fine, he just would have needed to continue with the bombs, but he doesn't realize that. And now
Oh,
he's
it's over.
kinda screwed.
It's over! Safe strats! Kill our racers once again!
He just gave
No,
up. I'm pretty
he
sure
had an
there would have
opportunity.
been
He should have
some way
used the
to deal
bomb.
with it.
He should have used some bombs on the right to open up an area. At least then he would have been able to play with Olmec a bit. Oh my god, it's dead on Olmec again using safe strats. This is in Elf's hands now, whether or not
Yeah.
he completes his run. He has the time to do it. 3 minutes and 40 seconds after entering the ice caves is plenty of time.
To analyze that real quick, if he uses a bomb a bit to the left there, then only one of these 3 blocks from on the left side would have still been there. And the fact that he had a hole means he actually skipped 1 cycle there already. So if he had just used 2 more bombs there, there was nothing left really. Like, the storm that you want Olmec to make anyway would have just removed that 1 block on the left there, instead of 2 blocks at the very bottom. So this would have still worked out, but he didn't realize and
Yeah, it's
tried to
tough at that
improvise
point.
and-
We all had like 20 seconds to think about it. FatRat had to think in the moment, and of course he's going to take an 80% seed because, you know, why not? But, Elf still has a chance here. He has a chance to pull this back. He has 2 minutes and 50 seconds to complete the game, which is enough.
Is that a 9 tiler? I think.
Oh god, that is down to 1 health for Elf. Now
Oh.
it's tense. We'll have to
He could
see.
have just jumped from the alien above the menace.
He did, he jumped up to the edge and tried to do a math.
Thank you. What?
That was amazing!
What's your problem? It was pretty safe.
That was a really safe maneuver by ElfShot. I think he should have gone a little bit
Wow,
faster. What? FatRat!
Apparently, failing safe stress is a new way to get any percent shop, so I'll keep that in mind.
Oh my god, Elf. I'm still... Wow. Not at all luck. Entirely skill. That was incredible.
Perhaps the
We all
mine
thought it
goes
was
into
over.
the jungle.
We were watching him fall, but he's still going here.
Android on a decent pace for any percent actually.
Alright, so...
See if he catches up in the meantime. Not that it
Elf
would
has a
matter.
minute and 47 seconds to reach Olmec. I think that's enough time for him to beat it. I know it's enough time for him to reach it and tie it
Yeah,
up.
I don't know if he realizes he just needs to get to Olmec. He's not really playing it like this. Is that...
Yeah, that's
off
true.
number?
If failing safe strats means you get an 80% shot, Pib, you should start streaming now. You get an 80% shot. Oh, and the caveman behind a pillar ends it. It's gonna be...
that was really hard to...
But that's gonna go to FatRat. We're of course gonna run the last minute here, have him race for the ending, but that's gonna be the end of races at this point tonight.
Yep.
So close, but so far. Yeah, that's a really awkward situation, having an enemy like a caveman behind that pillar. It's so tough to react in time, especially when you're sprinting it out.
Yeah, that's... you can't really react to that.
But yeah, congrats to both of our racers. Apologies to ElfShot for being eliminated at this point, but congrats to FatRat for moving on, and very interesting overtime from these two. Some crazy stuff went down in tonight's races. Really interesting. But yeah, I guess I'll finish up here, do our little ending spiel. That's the last of the races for this week. We'll have more races starting next week on Friday at 5 p.m. EST. We'll be doing junior semifinals. Fishy1289 versus Larks Live at 5 p.m. and then a Rudiger versus Johnny 11 right afterwards. So get excited for that. And then we might have some exhibition races so that we have 4 races per day still. And the day after that on Saturday, we will once again be starting at 5 p.m. EST with Welsh LP versus Telepri, followed by Shin Graybirds versus Air Maza, Saturday 55 versus Mike is my Ike, and then finishing off with Pat Dog versus 56 versus Jay Siegel in the second round of Junior Elimination Bracket. Really exciting stuff tonight. We'll get our Pro semifinal and second round of Pro Elimination Bracket out as soon as we possibly can. We'll update the Reddit post. I'm going to post it in the chat real quick so you can all check it out, maybe bookmark it if you want to see it sooner than later. Thanks for sticking around this whole time for commentary, Pib.
Thanks as well.
So yeah, that'll be the end for tonight's races. We're going to go ahead and check out the Spelunky game listing and see if anybody we know is streaming so that we can raid them and send you to some more spelunking action. But once again, thank you for the continued support, thank you for all the hosts, thank you for sticking around through everything, even during technical difficulties. We really do appreciate it, and we'll hopefully see you again for the next week of races. Really exciting stuff tonight, and of course, Kenny the Scumbag has begun streaming at this point.
What a surprise.
I'm shocked.
Points out that Yoshi is streaming though.
Actually, he is offline now. Never mind. What is up with Twitch?
Wow.
It's telling me that he's streaming, but
Kitty there.
told me that he's streaming, but he's actually not. How odd. Yep. Twitch is very broken for me. It's telling me that we are not streaming. So if someone else could give me a listing of Spelunky streamers, if anybody you know is streaming, just tell us what their names are in chat, because my current listing is
Works for
broken.
me. Mine works just fine. Yoshi is streaming it.
Is he actually streaming?
He is.
Alright, well then
Oh,
we're gonna
okay.
raid Yoshi. Can you post his link in chat real quick?
Oh, goddamn numbers after those names.
So let's raid Yoshi so that we can, you know, give him some condolences for the, you know, unfortunate events that went down during his stream. Show him some love, give him a good old star raid, and we'll be back next week. Get excited. Junior semifinals, crazy stuff.
See you then.